Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. My name is Paul Lavoie. Today we're going to be going over the 2025 Freightliner M2 106 Plus with the Summit Hauler conversion. We can get started on the front here. And as you can see, this is Summit Hauler's patented custom grill. Just letting you know, hey, this is our conversion. And it's a very, very nice conversion, very comfortable on the inside. We'll go over that when we get in there. But as you're dropping down below here, you can see Freightliner's patented 3-piece bumper. Makes it a lot easier if something does happen on the front here. Makes it so you can just replace one piece of it instead of replacing the entire thing. Down below you do have your recovery hooks. And this center piece right here is tied to the safety system. The Detroit Assurance, that's connected to your front radar, letting you know, hey, you're close to somebody up front. And if you are not intervening, it will brake for you. And it is also coupled with the windshield, the camera in the windshield too, and I'll show you that once we get inside the actual cab. The hood here is made of compressed fiberglass, very, very durable. So like in Colorado here, we have large hailstorms. It does hold up very, very big hail. I'm not saying you won't get damage on it, but it will be more durable than what the steel and aluminum hoods are on the normal pickups. With that said, it is very easy to get in here. There are 2 straps on the side over there that actually hold this thing down, but it's very easy to just lift up. You just pull from right here. Most people can do this, and then the great thing about it is it's got chains on the inside of that engine to actually hold off, make it so it's not going to slam down on you. On the inside here, we have the patented Cummins L9 engine. It has 360 horsepower, 1,150 pound-feet of torque, coupled with the Allison 3200 TRV transmission. And if you are mechanically inclined, it's very easy to actually work on this thing. It's very, very open. You can place yourself in here, access all these points. You can even step on the bumper to get on the high points up there. But it's very, very easy to work on. As you can see, it's open over there. You've got your coolant up there. You've got your air filter right down there, access to your dipstick. You've got your fuse relay box right here. This is one of 2. The other one is on the passenger side inside. And then you've got your power steering fluid, and then of course your fuel filter water separator. But a nice little feature, if your batteries do die and you just need to get a jump really quick, are the 2 leads that are in here. Your negative and positive right there. Just get a little jump and then you're good to go. As we're coming back on the wheel, these are 255 ADR 22.5. These are the Michelin X. Very, very durable, very, very nice tire. But the great thing to what we do here is for every single one of our trucks, on the inside here, there's an extra drum in there for the wheel balancers, making it so you're leveling out your tire as much as possible and making it so you're not going to be skipping down the road. It also helps with longevity of the tires, keeping it as flat surface as possible. Obviously, you need to get your alignments done just to make sure you are aligned, and it's not going to be sitting here like going down the road like that, because you want as much surface area as possible on the road to be safe as possible. Up top here, we have your side mirrors. These are what we call breakaway mirrors. If something hits you or if you hit something, they will just break away. Either way, it does not matter. And then once you're done with it, just replace it right back. I mean, it goes pretty flat too. A couple of levels of that. And then just pulling it back. They are powered, they are heated. Very, very nice setup. The adjustments for them are on the inside of the door panel. Down below here, you've got your 2 side steps or step ups. Large area, let's call it back to surface area, where you can get as much as your foot on here as possible. And then you've got your anti-slip right here, making it so if it's icy, wet, you're trying to keep as much traction as possible so nobody's slipping, and because that's be a high fall that you're doing right there. Right here, you have your engine block heater for those cold nights, whether you live in Colorado, up north, anywhere like that, that it gets cold enough. It's easy to plug in. Just a nice little 110 outlet will do it. Right here, this is one of 2 50-gallon tanks. If I could do it, there you go, pushing the button. First one right here, like I said, 50 gallons, and then right next to you have your 6-gallon def tank. You're getting roughly about 350 miles per gallon on that, so you don't need to fill it up all the time. This entire thing is lockable, so you're just pushing in here, lock it up, then you're good to go. We're gonna step in, look at the driver's side right here. There's a lot going on right here, but as you look at the seat, you see the Summit Hauler conversion. It's a 2-tone leather in this one, it makes it a nice little touch, but it's very, very comfortable. This leather is very durable, but it's very soft too. It's awesome. I love sitting in these things, very, very comfortable. Down below here, you do have your tilt feature, going forward and back in that. Your air feature right here for your air ride seats. You would just go up like that, raises it up, makes it a lot more comfortable ride. Right here you have your lumbar and your heated seats right here, just high and low. With Freightliner, you get the kill switch right here. So if you're not a daily driver on this, you can turn that off. It kills all electronics. You can save your battery. But one key piece in here is this light test button that's new for the Plus models. It just says light test on it. What that's going to do is just test your trailer out, so you don't need to keep hopping back in to hit your pre-trip, and we'll go over that in just a second. But quick little hit on that, you can go make sure your trailer lights are working, so everybody's being safe out there. Look in the back seat here really quick. Right back here, another, if you are going over the road and you're getting tired, you've got your three passenger sofa right there. If you do have passengers with you, if you have your family with you. The great feature about it is, though, if it's just you and a partner, you can just put this down and it turns itself into a bed. Very, very comfortable bed. Same leather that's up front, nice and safe, but or nice and comfortable. Just make sure when you are doing this, changing it from bed to actually a seat, that nothing's on there, because it could interrupt the motor. We don't want to burn out the motor, and that will do that if you do that too many times. So we want to stay safe on, or stay compliant on that. Right here, this is the cover for your actual batteries for the truck. There's a couple of them in there, and it's very, very easy to access. Just 4 bolts, all right there. Take it off, then you can access and do whatever you need to do with the batteries. After you're done, just plug it right back in. Right here we have your trickle charger. So you can do one of two things. You can top off your batteries, or you can even charge something else up yourself. It's a nice little feature that they add right there. As we're still coming down, you still have your step-ups right here going halfway down the bed, and then one on the back as well. But the big point right here is this is one of this size one of two of these storage size bins right here. They are all lockable. They're diamond plated inside, very durable. Put a lot of heavy duty stuff in there, whatever you would really want. Flare box right here. There's an air hose in there. It's actually hooked up to pump up your tires right now. You would just have to hook up to the air valve that's in there. And also there's a fire extinguisher. So you can really come up with anything that you want to put in there. Some people put their chains in there, but there's another storage space back here that you can actually do that, which is the one right back here. It is a lot smaller than it, but it serves its purpose. Diamond plated, all of them are diamond plated, and there's 4 total of them. 2 of this size, 2 of the other size. As you're seeing going up the bed right here, this is all diamond plated right now. Very, very durable. Love the way the look of it is. And then if you see on the back here, there's 2 holes right here that are pre-drilled that you can actually put whatever you really want on there. That's actually designed for an extra storage bin, which most people do, and we actually do that here at Transwest Truck Trailer RV. As you're going up here, you're gonna see the top of the headache bar. That's where your backup camera is. That is our Voyager system, which you can actually add cameras to this system. You can add up to 4, or you can actually add another Voyager system to add even more cameras if you want, but most people only need really that 4. So, coming down here, we have our tracking devices right here that are actually, you can tie anything down. It has a 1,000-pound weight limit, so if you need to tie anything down, spare tire, anything that you're storing up here, very, very easy to tie down if you would like. In the middle, we've got our trough. This is where you're gonna be hooking up to your 5th wheel, gooseneck, whatever you are needing it for. Right now, we actually have the drop-in gooseneck, which is very, very easy to change out if you need to change the size of the ball, or if you wanna put a 5th wheel Hensley in here. That's just what our normal people do. But it's very easy. There's a lever right in here inside the little hole. You would just pull that, and then you can lift that out. Very, very easy to do. Your hookups for trailering for your lights, all right there. And then your hookup for your Voyager system, if you wanted to put it on a camera in your trailer, whatever you're trailering, you can hook up right there. Like I said, you can do it up to 4. They do have the capabilities right now of doing it wirelessly, but so you wouldn't need that, but we do still do that just in case anybody wants the hard wire in there. Right next to it below, you've got, if you have anything that you're doing a bumper pull on, this is your heavy duty bumper pull. This is a 30,000-pound Gen Y, very easy, customizable to hook up to. You can either change up the height. As you can see, there's 4 different levels to do that, or you can take it in your hitch right here, switch it over. This is the 2 5/16. You can pull it out, turn it to a 2, or if you want to put your customized 3-inch, which is getting pretty standard now as well, but a nice little setup. I love how this looks. You've got your indicator lights for your reverse and your brake lights, all LEDs, bright, so everybody knows exactly what you're doing. As we're coming down the side here, you're going to notice that you still see the other 2 storage compartments right there. All lockable, they're weatherproof, makes it nice. Coming down here, here's your other tank right here. Like I said, very easy to access. You get a total of 100 gallons, 50 on each, so if you want to pull up to a station that actually has the capability of doing it, you don't need to pull around again if it does not. So, going down the side here, this is the passenger up front compartment. Exact same what's going on the other side. You've got your adjustments for your air. This, like I said, it's an air ride seat and then the air ride cab as well. Very, very comfortable, all controls for it right there. I was mentioning earlier about the second fuse panel. It's actually behind here. All you need to do is just literally lift up, it unclips itself, then you can have access to the other fuses if anything's going on with the actual truck. I'm gonna show you really quick before we hop in the back seat. I'm gonna push this hood down and show you how easy it is as well. But it's got the hydraulics on here to push back at you, so you're gonna have a little bit of a tough time, but it's still very, very easy. This feature is in there for one reason. It's to make it so that it's not gonna slam down on you if a gust of wind or if something hits it. So you can still holding it up there, just lightly pushing it down, and then of course just make sure that you're locking it up on the straps that are on the side here. Very, very easy to do. Just hook it up, push it down. Obviously you gotta do it on the other side, but it is locked up. I'm gonna have my cameraman show you the inside of this, and then you'll see on the back console there, you've got other setups for power. So if you want to charge up a laptop, any type of electronics, all right there. You got a couple of 110s, and then you got a couple of USB-A and USB-Cs. So we're going to go ahead and hop up in there, but as he's hopping up in there, he's going to show you the roof. And then he's going to show you, there's a little custom lighting system that we put in there from Summit Hauler. It's called an infinity light, where it lights up or it'll illuminate inside of the actual cab here. So if you're in the back, it's very, very nice. You can just set up your reading lights right here, mood lights right here, which kick that on. Car's actually, or the truck has to be on, but and then you've got some blue lights, so a little bit more comfortable for your eyes. So one thing I did not do when we were out there, I meant to actually start this up, so I apologize. Your ignition keyhole is right down here, but you just put it into accessories mode, so everything's going to start clicking. You'll hear the clicks, but it takes about 5 seconds. Once that's done, you actually do that and you'll kick it on, then everything starts, the air starts, so my cameraman doesn't get too hot back there. Nice little setup. On the left side right here, this is all the controls for the actual windows and the mirrors. And of course, you're locking and unlocking. You notice that there's only 2 buttons right here for 4 windows in the actual truck. The reason for that is there's a button right here to access the rear, where you would just click that, and then you have power for the actual back where you can control just right here. In the back, you actually do have controls for it, but just in case something was left down, you don't have to hop out or go into the back. You can just do it straight from here. Once you're done, just click it again, turns itself off. You got your defrost right here, and then controls for the side mirror. All right, we've got our dashboard right here, showing everything what's going on with the actual vehicle. RPMs right there, your oil pressure. There's 2 gauges in here for your fuel. There's one for the actual fuel, and then there's one for the DEF. The white one is the fuel, the blue one is the actual DEF. Right side here, miles per hour, and then your air pressure and your water temperature. You've got a digital dashboard right here, just right here, customizable to however you want to see it, but it's letting you know everything of the info on the actual vehicle. Controls for all of that are all right here on the left side. Controls for the cruise control and Bluetooth are all right here. One last thing is just your automatic, your windshield wipers, not automatic, but it does have an auto feature on there. But controls for that for your front windshield are all right here. And then you've got your left side right here, which is controls for your transmission and your engine brake, but I'll go over that in just a second. So you've got controls for your transmission, just going into drive and then reverse. And then you can go into a manual mode if you would like, where you would just push that button, and then you'll go up. So you'll be going down for up in gears and then up for down in gears. The engine brake, what I was just referring to, is your right here where you would just click it on. If you start up top, that's off, but just going down low, medium, and then high all the way down. Very, very easy to access. I love that feature. It's just different on the Plus models, which is new for 24. Hookups for your air right here for your trailering. This one here is hookups for your actual parking brake. Air for the actual car, or for the actual truck. Button right here is for your subwoofer for the stereo system. This one is if you have electronic brakes for your trailer. This is just going to set your grain. It's the red arc system, a very, very nice system that we just input there. Hazard lights right here, dome light, footwell light, and then your pre-trip. Pre-trip is always very important. What you would do is actually just click that on. You'll get out, it takes about a minute to start, but then once you'll walk around the actual truck to make sure all of your lights are actually going. When you do this, it's actually going to kick on low beams and high beams. You just got to make sure that it's actually doing that. But all your indicator lights are going to show off as well. It'll do it on the trailering, but if you just want to do the trailering, that was that button that right next to the seat that we were doing earlier. When you're done with that, you'll come back in here, you'll put your foot on the brake, and then you'll just click this again, and it'll actually turn off the system. This next set of buttons right here is just optional stuff that you can actually do. You can add whatever you want. Some people like to do a light bar up front, which actually, it's great. It, you know, obviously is just illuminating your way driving, but it's a really cool setup because you can do really whatever you want. You can even put a winch up there, and then your buttons would actually go right there. All these ones right down here are going to be for your safety systems. These first three are going to be for everything that's already on. These are the buttons to turn it off. Automatic brake assist, your lane departure warning, and then your traction control. This fourth button is for your shutdown override. That's just in case if anything does going wrong with the actual truck, the system is automatically going to start shutting you down and stopping you. So the engine, because there's obviously something wrong with it, so what this button does is override that. So if you're in not a safe spot where you're in the middle of the highway or a place where it's just not safe for you to stop, you would push that button and it'll keep the engine running no matter what. Obviously you want to stop it as soon as possible, but what you'll do is just pull over to the side and make it so that everybody's being safe, both you and everybody else out on that road. Over here we've got controls for the rear air. So this is your cool, this is your heating. And then your fan speed right here. Going down is low, in the middle is off, and up top is high. You've got your locking differential button right here for the rear, and your suspension dump right here, just in case you got one of those low trailers. You would hit that, the air will drop out, so you can actually hook up to the low fitting trailers. Right here, you've got your hookups for the actual system right here, a USB-A, and then a HDMI, if you wanted to watch anything on the screen right here. More power options right here. More USB-A hookups, and then a couple USB-Cs. These are just for power, just to charge stuff up. And then of course you have your infotainment screen right here. It's really easy to navigate through. If you just want to look at your radio, you can hook up a USB, or if you're just wanting to do Bluetooth music and actually cycle through that, very easy to do. Apple and Android CarPlay. I must stress that you need to plug in to actually access both of those though. So if whether or not you're Android or Apple, you must be hooked up into the hookup that's actually right down there. Navigation right here. iPod, HDMI, all the settings right there. Like I said, very easy to navigate through. And then of course house button, and then forward and back in songs, and then your microphone. Controls for the volume are right here. Nice little setup. Down below here, you've got controls for your actual climate control. Fan speed right here, the different zones, and then of course your temperature. And then you've got your max air right here. Nice setup. Here is your middle console area. 4 very large cup holders right there. Very easy to clean too. You would just grab this, pull it out. If anything does spill in there, very easy to clean. And then of course your storage space right here. Large area, you can put really whatever you want in that. Files or anything like that. Anything you're doing for work related. Very nice little area. We're actually going to hop out really quick, and I'm going to show you one more look at the actual truck. Because there's a couple of things of the kind of why you want to buy this versus call it the 350, 450 trucks. So a couple of different reasons. One is the longevity of the actual truck. These things are going to last 750 million miles plus if you're doing your normal maintenance. That's obviously very, very important. You got to do that with any vehicle that you have out on the road. So oil changes, the alignments, making sure, excuse me, that your brakes are a certain depth of what it's supposed to be. You got to make sure that you're paying attention to that stuff because it's very, very important. Checking your fluid levels, all of that comes with that. And the reason what I'm going over this is actually, so this right here is your brake pad for the actual trucks. Look at the service area on this. The braking power on this with the actual engine brake, I mean, this thing's gonna stop on a dime. Not really, but it's gonna stop a lot faster than what it is on your traditional ones because of this reason. That's your brake pad for your normal like 450, 550s. It's a much different area. If I'm looking at this going like, yeah, I want more of the surface area, that tells you right there. Yes, they are a little bit more in price, but like I said, you're gonna be going through more trucks in the long run than you would be with this. So driving 750,000 miles, this thing is just getting broke in. It's a great, Freightliner has built a phenomenal truck, which is a phenomenal, coupled with the Allison transmission. But other than that, if you're interested in this vehicle or any of the other vehicles on our lot, please feel free to get a hold of me. My name is Paul Lavoie. Again, you'll see my credentials on the bottom over there. My contact information on the bottom there. 303-503-3305 to get a hold of me through phone, or you can email me at paul.lavoie@transwest.com. Thanks, folks. Have a great day.